Rico.toro. ¿Qué la que hay, mi gente? Welcome back. Start and make it proper. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. So, if you're brand new here, you like that content based on real life experiences, personal observations, go ahead, hit the red line, subscribe right now. Suscrite. So, been a little bit. Forgive me, I haven't been quite as consistent with my material as before for a while. You know, part of it's because I'm just managing my situations so well now. You know, there's not a lot of drama happening. You know, I got a pretty solid team, I guess I could say. So there's just not a lot happening. The streets are kind of quiet now. You know, we've lost some good expat brothers recently to other destinations, not to death, illness, or injury or accident. So yeah, I myself, you know, just a personal note. You know, don't feel bad for me by any means. But just sharing with you guys, you know, when I'm in the gym, when I'm in the bed, wrestling, when I'm partying, I have a lot of energy. But when I'm just like around the house, when I'm just chilling, I have a lot of pain. You know, I have some, I guess, you know, some bad neuropathy between my back, my neck, shoulder. So I'm just tired a lot. It takes a lot out of you, you know, and by any means, like I say, don't feel bad for me. I'm just sharing, you know. It's why, you know, I guess sometimes I'm irritable and easily annoyed. You know, but like I say, when I'm partying, when I'm having fun, when I'm fucking, when I'm, thankfully everything works in the front the way it's supposed to, regardless of the nerve damage in the back. Too much information? Well, fuck it, you got it. So anyways, so yeah, you know, like a couple of expat friends, you know, that had lives prior to COVID, you know, in like Thailand and Philippines and other places. You know, some have property there. You know, some of them have property here also, and the houses are on the market for sale here. You know, they're just making that move, you know, just feel like, you know, it's time. They miss the life they had over there in Asia, and you know, they've experienced enough of this country as well as over there to know what they like best. You know, some of the obvious factors are cost of living. Cost of living is definitely a lot lower there. And, you know, it's just, it's weird. I'm trying to get a grasp for it because I've never been there. But it's like, you know, loud car stereos, speaking loudly in public, raising your voice for no reason, you know, all these little quality of life and I guess what they consider like just respect, you know, in their cultures and things over there. You know, well, from what I understand, it's gravely different than what you get in the Dominican Republic. So I'm trying to figure out, how do you take away certain things like that and still maintain the passion? Because I always connect like with the Latin people, passion and noise go hand in hand. You know, passion and being a little bit abrasive go hand in hand. But, you know, apparently over there they still party a lot. They have a lot of fun and great times, but, you know, without some of the, I guess, noise and, you know, buffoonery or whatever that, you know, is so easily accepted here. Is that to say I'm anxious to move there or go there? No. You know, these friends have made me really curious about visiting, though. However, it's really difficult for me to just take a month off work. I have the vacation days, but it's difficult for me to take 3 weeks to a month off work, which I think is necessary to do that. You know, it's not a weekend warrior kind of visit, you know, after 20 hours on a plane. So I am definitely curious to visit, though. It's probably a little further away from, you know, the remaining family I have in the States for me to consider living there long term, you know, and, but, you know, there's a lot of speculation. We don't really know what's going to happen in Sosua. All we know now, one of the differences now between the last 10, 20 years when they talked about all these plans, the biggest difference now is the president has made like 3-4 trips to Sosua and very back-to-back recently for a reason. He's not doing that just because, you know, he likes Sunday family day at the beach, you know. And they also have the funding. The money is here. The foreign investment money is here. So they're a little too deep to turn back now. They at least have to make some progress. But, you know, my concern is not so much about Sosua becoming Disney so much from a tourist perspective and, you know, being more family oriented. You know, my concern more so would be just pushing people out, you know, making it unaffordable for, you know, making it unaffordable to retire, you know, on a limited pension or Social Security or whatever, or making it unaffordable for the locals, you know, making them have to, you know, evacuate, you know, move further out to the countryside. You know, that's really my main concern. You know, you could say they create jobs. Well, a lot of times if you could create jobs for locals, but if they can't afford to live, you know, close enough to where they work, what's the point? You know, it's kind of like a lot of the resort workers in Punta Cana. They come from all over. They come from like Juan Dolio, Boca Chica, Santo Domingo, La Romana. They come from all over, and, you know, the resorts actually house them, you know, during their 89 days that they work for the resort. Because a lot of them on like that 90th day, they get let go. So should they decide to leave after that, they don't have to pay them basically liquidation, you know, which is what we refer to as like a severance package. They call it liquidation. So, you know, that's one of the things about that, you know. So I gotta go into something different here. I got a email the other day. It's kind of funny to me. Guy sends me a picture. He says, "Hey, do me a favor. Could you, you know, visit these couple of spots around Sosua and get back to me and let me know if you see her working there? Because based on our agreement, she's not supposed to be working." And he's like, you know, drinks on me next time. Drinks on me next time. And just to amuse myself, this person doesn't know me. We haven't met in person before. So, but just to amuse myself, I said, yeah, I'll let you know what I find out. So I sent the picture to one of my reliable sources with great vision that's out a lot. And he actually came back. You know, he went, looked around a little bit, all within an hour. Came back, took a picture of his own while he was out. And you know, I said, you know, we sat there and said, yeah, that's her. That's definitely her. And then so I told the guy, after like a day or two, yeah, I was looking out, didn't see her. I didn't see her, bro. And I did that because, one, like I said, I never met this dude in person. So we're not that tight. And two, I can buy my own drinks. So if you think you're doing me a favor asking me to snitch on somebody for the cost of a Santo Libre, 250 pesos, 200, less some places, by the way, no big deal. You know, you're sadly mistaken. You know, it's like, I'm not in the babysitting and snitching business. And, you know, it's like, you know, my thing basically is like, is it simping? Is it tricking? You know, if this guy is supporting from abroad or whatever. Helping out? No. If you're just helping somebody out, helping the family, helping the kids out of the goodness of your heart, nothing wrong with that at all. But when you start trying to have people babysit for you, or when you start, you know, you start having expectations because, you know, expecting your financial support to get you some sort of loyalty or commitment, that's where it becomes simping and tricking, because you have expectations. So if you have no expectations, you're like, okay, hoe's gonna be a hoe, so hey, I can just like, I'm willing to support a little bit, no problem, because you understand what it is. But it's when guys get it twisted. And I'm not to say that I haven't like caught feelings sometimes, because, you know, I'm human. But the thing is, I know when to check my feelings. I know when to check myself, and that's the thing. That's the biggest difference. You know, I mean, guys don't know when to check themselves. You know, so another thing. I don't know if I ever said this, but I don't really like traveling. I don't like the process of going to the airport. I mean, I like kind of last minute packing, the euphoria I get from that, from planning to go somewhere. But I don't like the process of going to the airport, waiting, going through customs, standing in line. You know, I get anxiety and things, and if there's a gate change, you know, I might not see the signs well. You know, so I really don't like catching flights except for when I have to, you know, which by the time many of you are watching this, I will be on the road or in a new city tomorrow, Saturday. Going somewhere I haven't been before, a place that I love to say the name of, place that many Dominicans, both women and like real old men that are from there, have told me, oh, it's the best women in the world. It's the best women in this country come from this city, you know. So, you know, that's what I'm doing, you know, starting to be a little proactive about just seeing some other places. I mean, that was kind of my intention all along. I just been slacking a little bit about doing it. Had to, you know, readjust some things to give myself the motivation to do so. So, you know, I don't do it for content. You know, I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing new places, you know, trying to get more involved with the local community, you know. And, you know, that's what it's about to me. You know, it's like I'm at that point where I can finally agree with a lot of expats that have been doing it longer than me to where I say, you know what, the women will always be there. They're really the icing on the cake. And, you know, so I'm blindly going somewhere new, basically, for a few days. And, I mean, one of my contacts here is from there, and granted, she will send me an Amiga if I ask her. But other than that, you know, just go figure it out. You know, maybe I'll post up at a Colmado and meet Mrs. Toro. Not really, because I'm not looking to get married. You know, I kind of like my life as it is. So stay tuned. You'll have to see the next video to see exactly where I go, where I am. Like I say, I'm not going there for content, but there will be some content, you know? And, you know, it kind of makes me think also the traveling part. Because, you know, I have like one or two expat friends I've known a while that they've, you know, one that's been in this country like 15 years and he's never left, you know? You know, his ex-wife's from New York, Dominican, and, you know, they have a grown daughter now, and, you know, she left with the daughter many, many years ago, so that's why he eventually moved here. But, you know, this guy, basically, he's lived on the North Coast, the South Coast, many towns in between. You know, has the kind of money to where he's basically coming in, he's pretty much set for life. And, you know, he's in a really dead tourist town right now. It's where he's lived the last several years. But, you know, he's always all over the neighboring barrios and some of the other neighboring towns. And, you know, he knows he's got a system that works for him. You know, he can, you know, he's in the community, but he's also got like some solid, tight expat friends, you know. And through your travels, you'll meet a lot of good people, you know, but a lot of people will come and go, you know. But to me, it's a little bit special when, you know, those that are going to be around a while. You know, when you connect with some people and you meet some of their family members visiting, you know, like I've met friends, brothers, fathers, mothers, sisters, you know, that came down from the U.S. just visiting on vacation, just visiting them here, you know. And so when people, to me, that's what it's about, you know. Like I say, just relationships, friendships, be they with expats or you know, sometimes, you know, just other short-term travelers you make a good connection with, a good friendship, you know, and they come back frequently, you know. That's what it's about, you know, just hooking up and surrounding yourself with solid people. So do that again if you hadn't already. So I'll let y'all go for now, but just want to touch base and hope you're well.